Alright, so I promised you guys a video of plants and stuff around here, and I'll give you a little tour of the Peruvian jungle. And it's definitely jungle around here. It's the first time I've been in one. So it's really exciting. Let's look at some plants and stuff. So this one here is one of the first ones that caught my attention. It's really cool. It's called Quito Orange. It's actually one of the first ones I looked up. But it's got these velvety leaves, but then also it's got spines on it too. And it's a fruiting plant. It produces some sort of orange. People don't tend to like it, I'm told, because this is an invasive plant. But I'm excited to try the fruit when it happens. And there are a couple in the garden. So this one kind of blows my mind. I'm not quite sure what it is. Is it a palm tree? Is it a fern? Is it a palm fern or a fern palm? Or none of the above? I need to find out more because it's got the fern leaves, which I'll try to zoom in here, like that. And they do have spores like ferns, but then it's got the whole palm tree kind of setup going on. Pretty cool. So here I'm just going to give you a panoramic view of what I'm looking at in the jungle here. We are right up in the mountains. Where we're looking right now is where a lot of the weather tends to be. You can see the cumulonimbus clouds there. There's often lightning going on there. A couple nights ago, it was a storm all night. We got hail and everything. And then it melds into the jungle and the palm fern. A great big pine tree, looks kind of like a ponderosa pine. I'm not sure what kind of pine it is. There's my humble abode sitting under the pine tree. And back into the jungle, there's another house being built up there. And yeah, it's pretty thick here. This property, I can't remember how big they say it is, but they haven't even explored all of it yet because it's just so thick with jungle. One cool thing about the jungle is just randomly you see these beautiful flowers sticking out of nowhere. There's a bunch of these further down the slope. I just love these guys, they're great. This is the community building here. This is where we all share our meals together and kind of hang out. Inside there's a wood stove and a propane stove, a little kitchen right there that you're looking at, a big long table. Yeah, it's pretty nice. And it looks down over the garden there, and there's Emil, a 2-year-old of a Swiss couple that lives here. Let's go look at the garden. And this is the garden here. This place has only been going for 1 year, and I'm super impressed with how much they've done with the garden. I mean, it needs a lot of work still, and they're having troubles with the soil because they put wood underneath the beds that's really acidic, so it's not growing all that great. But it's a really nice garden. It produces most of the vegetables for the community here, and the goal is to be 100% self-sufficient. I don't know what this big guy is here. I need to find out. Looks like it's going to fruit something. There are actual palm trees here. There's this one standing by itself. Much of this land has been cleared before, and the next property over, just on the other side of this palm tree, is all been completely cleared so that the guy wants to have a dairy farm, and that doesn't look very pretty, but at least on this property there's still lots of jungle. Here is a bridge we built the first day I was here. When I arrived, it was just a couple of logs going across the stream. I'm told it's a river that actually gets quite big during rainy season, but right now it's just a gentle little stream, nice for bathing. So here is going to be a food forest with fruit and nut trees. In the back there is a house being built for the Swiss family. It's going to be 2 stories, And they call it a cob house, but it's going to be more wall and daub, which is a thinner wall but quicker and easier to build. In typical jungle fashion, there's all sorts of crazy climbing trailing plants. So there's this guy that kind of looks like it's part of the fern palm, but it isn't. And they're everywhere. And there's just so much climbing, trailing things around here that make it pretty hard to get through the jungle. It's kind of a different experience for me to have the foliage like so thick and at so many different levels that's so difficult to get through. This is the greenhouse we've been building. It's almost finished and there are already beds in it before we started building it, so we're kind of building over the existing beds. We had to clear back a bunch of this jungle. This was the worst place to work because in disturbing all this undergrowth, we're stirring up all these biting flies, and they are so intense. They got especially at my ankles. My ankles were swollen so big I could barely get my shoes on. It's getting better now though, because I'm not working back here so much. And here's inside the greenhouse. It's kind of big. Yeah, I'm actually not quite sure what they need the greenhouse for, because I mean, we're near the equator. It's growing season all year, but I'm guessing they want this for plants that need to stay hot and dry, because as I said, the rainy season does get really intense, and there has already been a couple of pretty serious storms since I've been here. And this is pretty cool. They built this rock path and painted a snake into it. I can imagine this would have been a really big fun job, and this leads back up to the community area. And there is a washing machine here. We're on solar power. Just on the far side of the roof there is where I think there's 5 solar panels. And so there's a washing machine but no dryer, so everybody hangs their clothes. And yeah, in there they stay dry, but if you hang out here, if a storm comes, you gotta quickly take them down. For your mushroom lovers, yes, there are a lot of mushrooms here with all the moisture. I don't know what any of them are. I tried to look it up very briefly and found a website that has local mushrooms, but it's all in Spanish. So I've really got to sit with that and take my time. And I really haven't had much time yet. Today is my first free time since I got here. It's Saturday now, and I arrived on Tuesday. And I don't know when I'm going to be able to upload this video. We do have internet access here, but not enough to like download or upload things. So hopefully I get this to you soon. And I'm going to leave you with a video of the community building at night and the sounds of the jungle. Hope you enjoyed.